say this calls for action, and now, nip it in the bud.
Michelle Pfeiffer? The only true Catwoman is Julie Newmar, Lee Merriweather, or Eartha Kitt. And I didn't need molded plastic to improve my physique. Pure West.
Good morning, angels.
Good morning, Charlie.
I love it when a plan comes together.
It's time. Let's talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff.
There we go. Good evening to one and all. Welcome to the Good Stuff Live. My name is Dave Sundstrom, and well, folks, if you enjoy talking about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, you've come to the right place. So tonight, the topic du jour, if you will, is a little show that debuted in 1982 called Night Ranger. I've been listening to Night Ranger all day. So Knight Rider, though. Knight Rider is what we're talking about. And to get everybody in the mood, to just get us in the right frame of mind, I put together this little YouTube short earlier this week, which was a compilation of certain videos that I've posted over the past. But let me go ahead and play that, and then we'll get to my guests as well as greet those folks that are in the chat. So here we go. Let's do a little remembering of Knight Rider.
Knight Rider is an American television series created by Glenn A. Larson. The same Glenn Larson who gave us Battlestar Galactica, Buck Rogers, and The $6 Million Man. The series was originally broadcast on NBC from 1982 to 1986. The show starred David Hasselhoff as Michael Knight, a modern crime fighter assisted by Kit, an advanced, artificially intelligent, self-aware, and nearly indestructible car. Along with William Daniels as the voice of Kit, the show also starred Edward Mohair as Devin Miles, the leader of a secret crime-fighting organization, and Patricia McPherson as Kit's chief technician. The show, in its very core, is about a guy in his super cool car. Truthfully, I can think of only one car that was ever more cool than Kit. Please don't hate me. Sure, it doesn't talk, but the Batmobile, in its many incarnations, but especially this one, has got to be at least part of the inspiration for Kit.
All right. Let me go ahead and get my friends off of mute. Oh, and I got to bring Thrash Pondo on. He keeps breaking up. Thrash, you keep leaving us, so hopefully you can stick around a little bit and hang out with us.
I can go in. I can go out. I can go. I'm out again, aren't I? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, there was a little bit of an echo there, but we can hear you fine.
I may just have to be in still shot for a while.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll do that exactly that. I'm going to introduce each of you in just a moment, but let me go ahead and just say hello to some folks that are in the chat and have been in the chat for a while. I see Lance Chafin, superfan Lance Chafin. And by the way, I saw a message just a few minutes ago as I was getting ready for this live stream where, Lance, you asked if I was ignoring you. No, I would never ignore you. I would not. But I will tell you this. I think most of us here have day jobs, and unfortunately, I cannot monitor the comments 24/7. I get to them as soon as I can, and I always try to do my best to get to the superfan comments first. But not ignoring you, and I will respond to whatever you have out there as soon as I am humanly able. Superplex, superfan Superplex is here. Superfan Tracy Roth Myers is here. Dolph Quick, great to have you with us this evening. Let's see, superfan Spike Spikerson is in the house. Jerry Gillespie, so good to have you here as well. Superfan Elf Dog 100, welcome to the live stream. Daryl Johnston, thank you for joining us this evening. Let's see, lots of conversation. I love seeing conversation where folks are, they're just talking amongst themselves. And that's the goal of this community, is to, even if I'm not around, even if I'm not dropping a video, there's conversation to be had. I love it. Rob Aiken, welcome to the live stream this evening. And let's see, the life and sad ending. Frequent guest on the live stream, Steve Tevis, runs the Life and Sad Ending channel. His latest video is on Jim Fix. I don't know if you guys remember Jim Fix, the runner from the 80s. Tragic passing. He died while out on a run. A great video by Steve, and I would recommend checking out that video. And you know what? It's okay, Steve, that you don't watch this show that much, because I guarantee you in future live streams, we'll talk about more that you do. Julie Miller is here with us. Great to have you here. Terrell is awesome. Yes, let's have some Knight Rider talk.
Hey, Terrell. I haven't seen you for a while. How you been?
Hopefully he's doing well.
Just a shout out to Terrell. I always know.
We always got a shout out to Terrell.
I shout out to a lot of people too. Sorry, Dave. I just didn't mean to interrupt, but
Raja 1938 is here. Another frequent visitor to the live stream. And someone's got it's you, Thrash.
I think that's Thrash Pondo.
I'm gonna mute you right now because something's going on with your microphone.
He's got a good still shot there.
He does. I love his still shot. It's just the happiness that it's a shame that we lost that, but it definitely was getting a little bit distracting. Let's see who else we had here. Oh, Superfan Tom, also known as the Hungry Jerk. Welcome to the channel membership ranks. I truly appreciate you doing that, and it's a treat to have you here. Let's see, who else do we have? Boy, the chat's getting away from me. The chat is getting away from me already. I don't know what Tom's comment is there about believe me, horrible is the word. Hopefully it's not how he's feeling. I hope you're doing okay, Tom. Alo Duarte's here. Always a treat to have you with us in the live stream. John H., even though you don't know, hopefully you'll leave the live stream tonight knowing a little bit more about Knight Rider. And we'll see how you do on the trivia. I definitely have some trivia. Our friend Danny Staten, that's worth a shout out, Ian.
Oh yeah, hey Danny. Oh, everybody gets a shout out. I wasn't saying that. It's just that I hadn't heard from Terrell for a while, so I was kind of worried about him. So he hadn't been on yours or mine for a bit, and so I was kind of like, well, I wonder if he's all right. So,
well, Terrell sends me daily at least one video suggestion, which goes in my list of potential topics. So I know he's doing okay, but it's always a treat to see him in the live stream. Who else? Kenneth Wilkinson's here. Oh, getting back to Danny Staten, I do. Let me share this real quick. I got to tell you, I just love his latest video, and I grabbed the thumbnail shot. See if I can find it here. Oh, maybe I didn't upload it. I'll talk about it. Hey, Danny, he reviewed a couple of Elvira comic books. Of course, Elvira is trending these days because of her revelations in terms of her partner. She has revealed that she has been with a partner for 19 years. And so a dear friend, and it's the video. So it has nothing to do with that. It's a comic book that came out probably a few years back. That's quite delightful. So head on over to Danny's channel to check that out. And let's see what else we've got going here. Who else do we have? Stephen Crane is here. Welcome. Good to have you with us. Custom God, welcome. Be Ready in the house. Robot B9, welcome. Charlie Jordan, good to have you here. Karen Lester, welcome to the live stream. Patty Grant, welcome. Tom, you're going to do better than 0 of 10. I tell you right now. Heed My Warning, welcome. Michael Cole, welcome. Good to have you here. Hopefully we don't disappoint. Barrington Ellis, welcome. Mal Havoc, welcome. Let's see. Wikipedia snippet, good to have you here. Raja 1938. I think I said hello already, but I'll say hello again to you, and love the comment. Let's see. Who else is here? You know, if I miss someone, I got to say, I am so sorry if I do. I try to catch everybody and at least acknowledge them in the chat. Flash in the Pan, welcome. Jerry Gillespie, good to have you here. Let's see. Lisa Fields. Let's stop here for a second. Lisa Fields, I don't know what happened to your channel membership. Thank you for rejoining as a channel member. And I didn't have you in the image this morning, but certainly we'll have next time I do a shout out to members, I'll make sure to remember you. I truly appreciate your support as well as all of the support of the other folks who have joined the channel membership ranks. Let's see. The man known only as Jeff. Welcome. I do love that theme to Knight Rider too. I got to tell you, I watched the first episode of Knight Rider again, which is, I think it was originally a movie, and then they turned it into a two-parter for the TV show. It's great. Still holds up, and that music is phenomenal. By Stu Phillips, by the way, who is a frequent collaborator of Glenn Larson, who is the creator of the show. Let's see. Byron Bushnell is in the house. He's got a super chat. He says, Dave, how did you know I love Knight Rider? I think there's a lot of us that love Knight Rider out there. So I got to be careful. I keep wanting to say Night Ranger. I should not have listened to Night Ranger today. I should not have listened to Night Ranger.
The ones who they sing Sister Christian?
Yeah, Sister Christian, You Can Still Rock in America, The Secret of My Success. I mean, there's just so many songs. I love those guys. But anyway, wrong day to listen to them. Knight Rider is what we're talking about tonight. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I do have a new thank you little snippet we'll do tonight. Let's start with this one. Yep, I'm just about that excited about the super chat. I always love those Charo episodes of Love Boat. I think she was on like 7 or 8 times. Frequent guest and always played the same character. All right, let's see. Let me get back to the chat real quick here because I'm gonna jump ahead because I see another super chat and I want to get to that before it goes away. It's weird. Those super chats, I only see them for so long. And this one's from John Collins. He says, I don't know if you saw my message from earlier. However, Knight Rider, almost said Ranger, Knight Rider was my jam in my childhood. The premise was simple, but I was enraptured by Kit. You and me both, buddy. You and me both. I love this show. The imagery. I rewatched the first couple episodes this week. The imagery of that man in his car, his super-powered car going across the desert with the sun and the reflecting against kind of the sand. Oh, it still is awe-inspiring to me. Truly love it. One of my favorite shows. I wasn't quite a child in 82 when it debuted. That would have put me at 18, but I still loved it. And it was very much a frequent show for me to watch. So thank you so much. And John, I have one more new one. I have a little Adam West thank you that I'm going to throw your way for being such a great supporter and such a wonderful super fan. Let me do this one.
Thank you. 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 Thank you.
You know what? I loved Adam West in Batman, but his little turn in Family Guy where he played the mayor of the city was hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Hilarious.
Did you see the movie when it's an Adam West movie and it was on Mystery Science Theater?
What was it about?
I don't remember.
There was One Dark Night.
Okay.
Was a movie that I don't know if it was on Mystery Science Theater though. He did some really low budget. There was a period of time, like 70s, early 80s, where he did some films that he probably wouldn't have put in his resume if he did.
Right. I remember the joke. One of the jokes was the guy got shot and they took him to a trailer instead of a hospital. And they're like, and so the little robots are like, oh, tonight on Double Wide Hospital. So
I don't know what movie that is. I'll have to think about that one a little bit more. All right, Kimberly Wiederhold's in the house. Let me see if I can just quickly scan through and see who else is here that I might have missed. Chris Kraft is here. Always a treat to have you with us in the stream. Kenny Neighbors is here. Let's see. Where's Kenny's comment? It says, hello, I love Knight Rider. Remember the motto, one man can make a difference. Absolutely. That's one of the themes of that show. One man can make a difference. I recognize this feller, Braidwood Inn, also known as Justin Aylett. Yes, he did have he had a couple albums, didn't he? I think he's still fairly big in Germany, isn't he, Justin?
Yeah, I think he's always been big in Germany.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of albums, I think. Probably over 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to have that one, though.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, I had it on vinyl for a while. I don't know if you can even get it now.
That's the way to get it. If you can get an album on vinyl, that's the way to get it. I tell you, I am totally returning to vinyl whenever I can, as opposed to CDs. I just love the sound, the warmth that comes out of a vinyl record. All right, Albert Nada Retro is dropping another super chat. He says, "I'll set the record right now. Best story, the Stevie Mason saga. Most emotional episode, Junkyard Dog. Worst episode, Voodoo Night. Mainly because the Scent of Roses should have been the finale." What do you think about those, Justin? Do any of those ring a bell to you?
Yeah, Voodoo Night for some reason was the last one. I don't know why. It didn't come in sequence, but it didn't make any sense. I mean, it just ended.
It was a network mistake, right? It wasn't meant to. It should not have played out that way, correct?
Right, yeah, and it's still. I think it was ordered that way on the DVD too. It's still last on the DVD, and
well, they have to because that's the order in which they aired.
But he's right. The Scent of Roses was a perfect ending. I mean, it's pretty sad, but it was a good ending.
Right? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Albert Nada Retro. Let me see what I can come up with for you, my friend. Well, you know what? We're talking Knight Rider tonight, so let's go with a little Kit.
Really, some people are simply too much.
My friend Albert Nada Retro are absolutely too much. Thank you so much for your support. Truly appreciated. I see that Josh Sings in the chat as well. Good to have you here, Josh. Click off that. And I think I've gotten most everybody. And I should stop right here. Gerald Logan, welcome. C-130, welcome. There's always someone if I look hard enough. Michael Cole, welcome. I need to introduce my guests tonight. And Thrash Pondo might be back. I saw him popping in and out as I was going through the comments. Not sure. If we can bring you back on, Thrash, we will. If not, we'll just chalk this one up to technical difficulties tonight. But I do want to bring on my guests. I've got my good friend Ian from the wonderful channel, Retro Serial. And I got to tell you, Ian, I'm not done with it yet.
Okay.
I'm not done with it yet. But, oh my goodness, is this a fun video?
Yeah, that was great.
This a fun video. How cool is that? Amy and Robbie Ann, is that their names?
Yep.
Folks, if you got an hour to spare and you want to listen to some great conversation, Ian's got the Glitter Boom Girls on. How did that happen?
I just found that they had a podcast and I really enjoyed their podcast. And so I contacted them and I said, hey, we want to be on the show. And they said, yeah. And I kind of thought girl bands was something I actually wanted to talk about for a while. And so it's really very little about girl bands and a lot about a lot of other stuff. It was fun. It was absolutely fun to have them on. They actually have an episode on Three's Company too. So that's a really good episode that they have.
I'm gonna have to go check out their channel as well. Would be fun to get those two on this live stream one of these nights. I've heard a frequent complaint from people that we, obviously with my guests, it's dominated 100% by Mel, the Mel voice, and it would be great to have them join in, and particularly since I think about as early as they get is the 80s, based on the conversation that
they
you
do
had.
some 70s. They're about my age, so they kind of do 70s,
yeah.
80s, and not too much with the 90s. But they're going to be on hopefully Monday night on my channel.
Okay.
So that's gonna be really good. I'm really excited about that. I haven't heard back from him, but we had tentatively planned. Let me tell you something, Dave. I had all kinds of technical difficulties uploading that. That should have been uploaded like 2 days ago. It literally took like more than 24 hours to upload that video, and because it got stuck in processing.
Yeah.
And I finally contacted YouTube, and it's even a longer story than that, but finally it came out. So I'm hoping that I can get them on this Monday.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
And I'll pop into the chat if I can, and hang out and just enjoy the conversation with.
Pop into the channel if you want too, Dave. You're always invited.
But I love hanging out with the community as well.
Okay, all right.
But I just may. If you see me pinging on the side, you'll know I want to.
Okay.
Okay. So, Justin, my understanding is you might be joining Ian for a video in the not too distant future as well, right?
Yeah, I think so. We're going to talk some Three's Company, I think.
Definitely.
That's right up your alley, my friend. Right up your alley. Any particular topic, or just kind of more broadly talk about the show?
No, I think we're going to cover whatever comes up, just the broad top. There's so many topics about that show I couldn't pick.
Yeah, that conversation will be one that you could just take down so many different rabbit holes. It'll be a fun one to hear. I can't wait. Thresh Bondo.
Hello.
Bondo.
Can you hear me okay?
The image isn't a smiling Thrash Pondo now. It's more of a stern, worried about his microphone and how it sounds. Thrash Pondo. Is everything okay?
I did a hard reboot hoping that would help. It was unsuccessful. Is my audio doing okay now, by the way?
Your audio sounds all right.
Yeah.
Okay. I was fiddling with the camera trying to fix it. That was probably the feedback you were getting.
Yeah, probably was.
Should we just stick to my you know what? I have one more idea. Can I try one more thing and then I'll come back? I have one more thought. All right.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. All right. In the meantime, let's do this. Let's talk a little bit. We've already played the little snippet about Knight Rider, and we've got Knight Rider trivia coming up in probably about 15 minutes or so. But let's talk about a poll that I dropped into the community section. And let me share this with the group. Let's see, right here. There we go. And I asked, one day ago, what was your favorite TV car? I gave them 4 choices with a 5, option 5 as being other, so that people could tell me about other cars they love. But when I think about my favorite cars growing up on TV, what was your favorite TV car? These 4 cars are it. You got the striped tomato, the Gran Torino from Starsky and Hutch. You've got the General Lee from the Dukes of Hazzard. You've got Kit from Knight Rider, and you've got, of course, the Batmobile. And so I asked everybody what their favorite car was. So Ian and Justin, I want to know your favorite car. And it doesn't have to be one of these 4. You can fall into the other category as well. But if it is one of these 4, go ahead and tell me why.
Well, let me start here. First of all, the Starsky and Hutch one, that wasn't really a big thing for me when I was a kid. So that one was just off the rails. Number 1, though, was the Batmobile. I mean, it's just iconic, and I love all the emanations of it. I mean, every time you get a reboot of Batman, you get a reboot of the Batmobile, and that's also one of the things they try to make, better and more unique and stuff, or more fitting to the new Batman character. So it was number 1 for me. Number 2 was Kit, and probably those 2 because they had the most, stuff that they could do with them. And then number 3 was the General Lee. Love the General Lee, but it doesn't talk to you. You can't shoot anything with it. It's just a cool car. So those are the ones that's how
that's your ranking.
Yeah, my ranking.
Batmobile top.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, we know that super fan Tracy Rothmeyers, who just dropped this super chat on us, says Kit. Kit
Yeah.
is her response, and you know what? That's definitely appropriate for tonight. Let me throw a little things Tracy's way before I get to you, Justin. Let me see what I can do here. Little Jimmy Walker might be the way to go. I think that feels right.
You're dynamite!
And that's only because Tracy Rothmeyers is absolutely dynamite. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for the vote for Kit. Justin, where would you land, my friend?
Well, I'm probably going to have to go with, just because of my age, the other three cars are kind of out of my age range. I think Kit is probably going to be number one. The General Lee's probably number two, though. But I'm Kit definitely, probably also because you had that analyzer.
Yeah.
As long as you had anything that was smaller than a deck of cards, you could analyze it. But other than that, you couldn't do it.
So very true. So very true. Great response. And before I get to how everybody responded, I had over 2,000 people complete the survey over the last day or so.
Wow.
Let me get to another super chat because we've got them coming in here. John Collins, super fan. John Collins, thank you. Last super chat of the evening. You knew I was going to ban you, so thank you very much for doing a self-ban. You want to make sure that Brother Stephen is okay. You may have noticed there hasn't been too much activity on his channel. Well, he's doing great. The reality is that Stephen has taken on some new responsibilities with his work and is just super, super busy. And then he's got two little girls too that he and his wife take care of, and they've adopted from Taiwan a few years back. And it definitely they're at the age where that keeps them super busy as well. His goal is to release one video a week. But he doesn't have the free time that his older brother has. So he's doing great. Thank you so much for asking, John. And I know he'll be pleased to hear that you were curious about how he was doing. Let me see what I got here for you. You asked a couple weeks ago for Dukes of Hazzard. I think I delivered it last week, but I don't know if you were here when we did it. So I'm going to throw a little Dukes your way, my friend. All right. I'm going to bring my friend Thrash Pondo back onto the stream.
Sadly, in audio only. Dave, I'm so sorry. I tried everything, and I don't want to hold you up any further.
It's all good, my friend. Let's see. Thrash Pondo in audio is better than no Thrash Pondo at all. My friend Steve Tevis. Steve Tevis says the Batmobile. Come on. The Batmobile is the answer. What's your answer, Thrash? What's your favorite car here?
Oh, I'm Team Batmobile, definitely. Definitely the Batmobile.
Well, Mal Havoc says definitely the Batmobile. Let's see how the crowd, what those 2,000 survey respondents said. Coming in the fourth position. The Gran Torino from Starsky and Hutch. Coming in with 11% of the vote. In the third spot, Kit from Knight Rider. I was a little disappointed. I thought this might take the second or first spot, but Kit took the third spot at 22%, which leaves us with the General Lee and the Batmobile. And before we go there and give you an answer, I'm going to go to, I thought I saw another super chat here. I want to make sure I got them all. Hang on a second. The chat stream is fighting with me. Oh, Albert Nada Retro again. Thank you so much. One other thing, I would have liked to have seen Garth Knight one more time teamed up with Carr and make that, with Carr spelled with a K, evil Carr. Make that one a two-parter. I'm not going to comment anything about this. And Justin, hold off.
I won't say anything.
Because it's part of the trivia. We'll talk about it when we get to the trivia.
Okay.
But thank you so much for the super chat. And I'm going to leave that up while I play a thank you for you, my friend. We'll do a little, you know what? How about a little Ed Grimley? Thank you so much for your support, Albert Nada Retro. Truly appreciated. Truly appreciated. All right. So I think I'm good. I think I'm all caught up on super chats for the moment. Don't see anything else. I think I got them all. Yes. Okay. So let's go to anybody want to fathom a guess which one won? Ian, Justin, Crash?
I know which one won. On your channel, it would have to be the Batmobile.
Let's see. Coming in the second spot is indeed the General Lee with 24% of the vote, which means that the Batmobile got 35% of the vote. Yeah, it makes sense. Everybody, I think folks know I'm a big Bat fan, but I would have been disappointed if I'd seen any of these cars take the top spot, truthfully. Would not have been disappointed, but that's certainly my favorite as well, as the Batmobile. I really felt like Kit was a modern day interpretation of the Batmobile. All of the amazing things that Kit could do would just, to me, mimic kind of what a modern day Batmobile might do.
We had a Kit come to our school.
What?
Actually, yeah, it wasn't Kit itself, but listen, I didn't know that cars could do those things. I mean, I was a kid then. I had no concept of what computers could or couldn't do, but we figured it out pretty quickly that the police officer came to school with a Kit-like car to talk to us about drugs, and he had his hand in his pocket, and so he could make the car say things by pressing buttons in his pocket. And we kind of figured it out after a while, and I was a little disappointed to figure out that it wasn't real, because I literally thought Kit was. I'm like, oh, of course Kit can do that. I mean, it's the 80s, right? It's the 80s, and I'm 12 or 10. You know, I thought for sure.
Yeah, I mean, could computers get any better than when they were in the early 80s?
Right.
Yeah. Well, Tracy Rothmeyers wants to know where the heck Lawrence Welk is. You know, I guess I could play him early this week. I didn't realize that, you know, that's kind of, I hold off on playing the Lawrence Welk because of Pat, and Pat's had other obligations tonight. So next super chat that comes along will be a Lawrence Welk thank you. So yeah, there's no reason for me to hold off. Thank you for pointing that out. Other choices out there, by the way, were a lot of folks mentioned the Black Beauty from the Green Hornet. Other folks mentioned the Munsters had a couple of different cars on the Munsters, the Munster Mobile, and then there was a Grandpa's kind of hot rod car. I don't remember the official title of that one right off the. And then there were others, but I'd say those two were. The Munsters and the Green Hornet were two other shows that were referenced when it came to their cars. Any other fantastic cars that you guys can think about?
The Monkey Mobile, maybe?
Oh, that was mentioned. Yep, that was mentioned, Thrash.
Maybe not fantastic, but the Partridge Family and the Brady Bunch had that huge station wagon.
Bus.
Yeah, the bus and the station wagon.
Or the bus, too,
yeah.
Right. What about Speed Racer, cartoon car?
Oh, the Mark V.
Love the Speed Racer, the Mach 5, and I just love the whole story with Racer X and everything. I mentioned someone mentioned Columbo's beater, the little Peugeot that he drove around.
We could get way down to the weeds in this one. We're like,
you really could. You really could. We did get another super chat. Let me make sure that's the only one that's out there. This one's going to Lawrence Welk. Lance Chafin, superfan Lance Chafin says, Dave, why not a Hardy Boys Nancy Drew night? Love the suggestion.
Yeah.
Love the suggestion. We'll do it. We will do it.
I think Rockford File had a car too.
Oh, yeah. And I think someone mentioned the Rockford File car. I think someone mentioned it. Let me throw a little Lawrence Welk your way. Let's go. We'll do the full double shot, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone
much.
And thank you very much, Lance Chafin, for your support and your continued engagement in this wonderful community. Great suggestion. Great suggestion. All right. Where does this bring us? We've talked about cars. We've talked about other great cars. And you're right, Ian, we could get all the way down in the weeds. Let's talk about favorite Knight Rider storylines. Does anybody have one they want to share?
Well, oh my goodness. If I share my favorite episode, I'm going to give away a trivia question. I mean, all of mine are in season 2, I think.
Okay, why don't you just go ahead and share one, and then we'll if you give away a trivia question, it'll be just like a free parking spot.
Both of the 2-part Goliath episodes are my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different things in there, and they're just great. And
As long as you don't mention who drives Goliath, I think we're okay.
Okay, all right.
Those are great episodes, though. You're absolutely correct.
I don't know who drives Goliath, but I remember the evil Michael Knight one. I don't know if I'm giving anything away there either, but the evil Michael Knight. And of course, being really young watching it, me and my friends were arguing over whether or not David Hasselhoff was actually playing 2 parts. I mean, we had an argument like a no, that's him, and no, it's just that's just a different actor that looks like him. I mean, we really were going at it over whether or not that person was David Hasselhoff playing a double role, or it's like they're in the same scene. Obviously, it's a different actor.
Well, again, technology, what computers can do, right? Computers can do. That's all right. How about you, Thrash? Anything that comes to mind when you think about Knight Rider?
Well, with me, I got to tell you, I always loved the fact that the pilot, the premise of Knight Rider, was remarkably similar to Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins. And I could never figure out which one was borrowing from which. Did Gary Larson borrow from Remo Williams? Did Remo Williams borrow from Gary Larson? I think Remo Williams came out first. But when I watched the original, I'm just like, there's a lot of points of similarity here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Remo came out after. I think Knight Rider came out in 82. And I want to say Remo was 85, 86. I might be wrong. But you're right. I agree with you. There's some similarities. And Glenn Larson has been, lots of folks say that, Glenn Larson never met a premise that he didn't want to copy and turn into a TV show. But I think in this case, it's not that he didn't copy, but I don't think he copied from Remo Williams. I think Remo definitely took a lot of things from other shows and movies. And I think Knight Rider, of course, took a lot of themes from other shows, movies, and comic books.
So there may be a third work somewhere in the back that we haven't found yet, which was the impetus to both.
Yeah, absolutely. Possible.
Could be.
Very much possible. You mentioned the pilot. That's really the reason I went back to that one first is it's still my favorite episode. I loved it. I saw the Knight Rider movie when it came out, when it played not as a 2-parter, but as a single movie. And I absolutely loved the episode. The cast was phenomenal in that one. We don't get an introduction, if I remember correctly, to Bonnie, the technician, but it does so much in terms of setting, the framework for what's going to transpire over the course of the next few years. And it's just a phenomenal episode. So much fun. There's a lot of great scenes in that as Michael gets accustomed to Kit and figures out, they become friends. It's seriously, there's this element of the story where, it's a revenge story. And it's also a story of a man in his car, and it's almost a romantic, it's not a rom-com, but there's a bromance going on there between the man and his car, and it's wonderful. I'd encourage you can go to NBC.com if you don't have the cash to just buy it, buy it on Amazon and own it. I think it's a couple bucks to do it that way. But if you just want to watch it for free, it's on NBC.com, and you have to watch some ads, but it's well worth it.
For sure.
I think following up on Ian's topic last week, so bad that it's bad. There was one of those episodes that I thought was so bad it was good, where Michael sings with his wife. I think it's called "Let It Be Me," and it's pretty silly, but I mean, he did do that for a living, so
Yeah.
I don't know what you're supposed to think, but the episode is so bad that it's pretty good. I mean, I found it entertaining, but
I'll have to go back and watch that one. I don't. It doesn't immediately come to mind.
yeah.
Thrash, man known only, as Jeff points out, and I remembered this. I knew it, and I just had forgotten. The Remo Williams was based on the Destroyer series, those pulp novels that you'd see at the grocery store in the paperback section.
It was intended to be a franchise, and they were going to make a series of films. But the first film didn't do particularly well, so it just sort of ended right there.
Yeah.
But yes, I do. Now that you mentioned that it was the Destroyer series, I had forgotten the specific series. But thank you, man, only as Jeff.
Yeah, and hey, if it helps get you through the night and you want to play a drinking game every time I say Night Ranger, I'll try to accommodate a little bit more. I will try to accommodate a little bit more. Hey, Mike Silva was here, and apparently he's gone. Great to have you with us, even momentarily, Mike Silva. I see Manly Strangers here as well. Lots of great folks in the live stream, but you know what? These live streams just go so long. It goes so long. I apologize, people. But let's do this. Let's break for a commercial message. We'll come back and we'll start trivia and talk some more Night Raider. Almost said Ranger. Did I say Raider? Night Raider.
Raider. That counts. You have to drink. You have to drink. That counts.
I can't help you with alcoholic beverages, but I can. Night Raider definitely is worthy of a drink. So, Night Rider. Another Mal Havoc points out that Night Rider was partially inspired by the Count of Monte Cristo because he comes back as a different looking person. You know, people don't recognize him, and that's how he gets justice for the crimes that had been perpetrated against him. Good point. All right. So let's stop for a commercial break. We'll all rest a little bit and come right back after the commercials. And we'll get right into trivia and see how everybody does. So here we go. Let's take a little bit of a break. Starting now.
How would you like to drive a car that talks, has a mind of its own, and goes faster than any car?
I am the voice of Knight Industry 2000's microprocessor.
This crime crasher is driven by Michael Knight, and it may be more than he bargained for.
I don't believe this.
So buckle up for action with the fastest show on television, Knight Rider.
All right. Hopefully, folks enjoyed those commercials. Thrash Pondo dropped. Okay. I think we can bring him back on. Let's see how this works out. Fingers crossed.
I thought I'd try it one more time during the commercial break, huh?
Okay, sounds good. And even if it freezes, I just hope it freezes with a smiley face this time. Yeah.
I'll keep a stupid grin on my face for the rest of the
evening.
Exactly. Right. Smile, the world smiles with you.
That's right. Exactly. Hey, I don't think she's on the live stream tonight, but Mama Pink asked about Fantasy Island, the new Fantasy Island reboot. In one of the comments on another one of my videos. I actually watched the first episode. Mm-hmm. It's okay. That's my answer. It's okay. Does it have the magic of the original? No. Is it serviceable? Did I watch the full 45-minute episode and think, that was okay? Yes. Here's where I think they're missing the boat. And I was telling this to my wife, and she didn't quite agree with me, but I really believe this to be true. One of the appeals of the Fantasy Island and the Love Boat was the guest stars. They were usually like from old movies, old TV shows. You had a mix occasionally of a younger actor too that was an up-and-coming actor, but still you knew who that person was. With the Fantasy Island episode that I watched, it was just the first one. It was I didn't know who these people were. They were just actors, and there was no appeal that way. So, I would say if you are interested, if it seems like something you might want to watch, give it a shot. You might enjoy it. Is it something that I'm hustling on back to? Probably not. Probably
Right on.
not. Oh yeah,
Dave.
I gotta. Daryl Johnson says Dave has his invisibility cloak on, just over his head. I could help you with that. It's a hoodie. How's that? Let's see.
Oh no, Darth Dave.
Yeah, we can get now. People, yeah. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to go ahead and step away for a second, and let the. It's just at the point where the live stream starts when it's still light, and then as we talk, it gets dark. So here we are. I'm back. You can see the background there with my lunch boxes, my Beanie Babies, and my Star Trek trading cards.
Dave.
Yeah.
You know that freshen up gum?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a story about how two good things don't make an extra good thing.
Okay, let's hear
I had a friend who thought it was a good idea to take a Tic Tac and stick it in that extra fresh gum.
Yeah.
And he thought, well, my breath's gonna be fresh. Gave him the worst breath the whole day.
Really?
Yes, it was the worst in the world. But that was I remember that fresh breath gum that they would the squirt that would squirt out in your mouth. That was delicious. But he thought that a Tic Tac would if one thing's good, two things have got to be better. Yeah. But apparently it made his breath smell like diarrhea.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't a tooth biting to the Tic Tac, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He didn't swallow it, did he?
I don't know. I didn't ask. Maybe.
All right. Well, that's a great story and a good lesson for all of us. If you enjoy something, if you enjoy two things, enjoy them separately. Do not combine them, for one never knows what might happen.
It's not a guarantee that you're going to get something super good out of it. So
guarantee. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So let's do this. Let me move over here. Let me share the screen again. Yeah. All right.
Oh, April. Yes.
Here we go. April. Wonderful, wonderful lady. Rebecca Holden. Just needed to think for a second. Rebecca, I got to tell you, I did a video on Rebecca about 2 years ago. Whatever happened to. And there was one tiny bit of that video that it wasn't inaccurate, but it needed to be fixed nevertheless. And so she reached out to me and she said, "Hey Dave, love the video. Thank you for doing this." And in the process of requesting that I fix something, she also offered up so much more information to me and was so helpful and allowed me to go back and kind of revisit and make the video even better. So she gave me her phone number. We talked on the phone. I just got to say, what a very sweet lady. I get asked every once in a while, do people reach out that, you do the videos on, did they reach out and talk to you? Yeah, on occasion they do. On occasion, they do. I think I've mentioned it to a few of you guys. I in the not too distant future, I just did a video on Joyce Heiser. I've been visiting with her over the course of the last couple of weeks now, and I think I'll have her on and do an interview with her. At least I hope to be able to do that. So it's fun when that happens for sure. All right. With that said, let me see here. Let me go through. Let's go ahead and get going through these questions and see how folks do. We will stop for scores after the third question. John, you said John Collins, you promised that there would be no more super chats. You said, Dave, as you know, I love 80s game shows, and you mentioned Pluto TV having dedicated Price is Right channel. Is there one for $100,000 pyramid? I don't recall seeing one for the $100,000 pyramid, but there is along with the dedicated Price is Right channel, there is a dedicated channel for all types of vintage game shows. So I don't know if that one shows up every now and again. I did enjoy that show as well, with Dick Clark as the host. Really a delightful show. But probably if push comes to shove, the Price is Right is my all-time favorite. But Match Game and $100,000 Pyramid and Password and Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. They all kind of fall into and Concentration. As I start thinking about it, I can just name them off.
What's the whammy one? What's that one? Don't get away.
That's the what is that
Pressure
called?
Luck, I think.
What was it called? Pressure Luck. I think you're right.
Pressure Luck, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, John, you still get a thank you, even though well, I'm very grateful to you. I'm grateful for your support, and I joke, I appreciate it. But you can put in questions, and it is hard for me to sometimes see them without them being a super chat, but I'll always do my best to answer them, even if I don't answer them during the live stream. I'll get back to you as a supporter of the channel and try to answer them when I can. Let me see what I have for you, my friend. Let's do one of my faves, Mr. Robin Williams.
Grazie, gracias, danke, merci, spasibo, sheshe, arigato gozaimasu.
All righty. Thank you so much, John Collins. You are truly a really wonderful channel member. We appreciate all your support. Let's see. All right. Click off that. Let's get to the first question. What is on Kit's license plate? I'm trying to be kind here. I'm trying to be nice. I'm doing what I can to help everybody to get 10 out of 10. So what is on Kit's license plate? You have the choices of Kit, Knight, K Rider, K Ranger. No, it's not on there. K Rider or Speed. Daryl Johnson says it should have been Hoff. That would have been cool too.
Hoff. A little breaking of the fourth wall there. The Hoff.
Yeah. At the time, Hasselhoff wasn't as, he wasn't the huge star that let's put it this way, the pop culture icon that he is now.
Mm-hmm.
This was really the breakout role for David Hasselhoff.
Mm. And I don't know if you're going to have this later, and I won't say it, but do we know who was in the running to be on that show for him?
It's in here.
Okay. All right. I won't say it.
Well, 0 out of 1.
All right. What was that, Justin?
Oh, I said I'm not going to get that one. I'm 0-1 for that.
Yeah, it's in here. It's in here. All right. I'm going to pick on Thrash Pondo. Although, I'm a little angry because we got the stern Thrash Pondo image instead of the happy Thrash
What
Pondo.
happened? Oh no.
A, Kit?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if that is the correct answer. Incorrect.
Oh,
Knight is the correct answer. I saw a lot of people go with Kit, though, Thrash, so it wasn't a bad guess. It was not a bad guess at all. All right, moving along. Question 2 out of 10. 10 questions. We got 9 more questions. Yes, Ian.
But on the reason why I knew that one is because I watched a commercial that had the toy Knight Rider on it, and you could push the license plate and it would talk.
Oh wow!
And the license plate did not say Kit.
Yeah, it did not. All right. What organization does Michael Knight work for? Is it the CIA, the FBI, the Flag, or OSI? CIA, FBI, Flag, or OSI? All right. We'll just give this a second more. By the way, Gerald Johnson says, Knight? That's lame. I thought it was cool when I was a kid. I thought it was really cool that he had Knight on his license plate. Let's see. All right. How about Justin? You want to give this one a shot?
I'm going to go with Flag.
Because it is the correct answer. That's exactly what you're going to go with. But you sounded hesitant. As a guy who's watched a lot of it, was there a reason for the hesitancy?
I think a lot of times they said all the words out.
They did. I can't remember. What is it? Foundation for the
Law and Government?
Yeah, that's
that
it.
is. Yeah, yeah.
But Devin would always say the whole thing. I don't
Yeah, Flag. correct acronym, but you're right. It was often referred to by its full name, at least by Devin, or called the Foundation, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Superfan Byron Bushnell says the Foundation for Law and Government. Yep. Nicely done. Those folks that got it correct. Good job. Superplex says, wasn't it CNN? Come on. It was not. It was not CNN. Or was it Stench? Or M5? These are some good ones. I like it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Next question. Question number 3. What model of car is Kit? Is it a Chevy Camaro? Is it a Dodge Challenger, a Ford Mustang, or a Pontiac Trans Am? All right.
I don't remember if anybody said this when we were doing the car question or not.
I don't think anyone has said it. I don't think we talked about. I purposefully did not mention it.
Pick me.
Okay.
It was Ian's turn. Ian, do you know it?
I'm sorry, Ian. Go ahead.
If you know it, Ian. If you don't know it, we'll go to Thrash.
I do know it. I do know it. It was a Pontiac Trans Am.
Okay. Correct answer.
And that was actually one of the alternative names for Kit.
Yeah.
It was going to be a Trans Am IIT, a T IIT or something like that. And and for some reason Pontiac didn't want them to do that. They didn't want that to be known for some reason. I don't know why.
I can't imagine it being called anything other than Kit. Tat sounds so wrong. So I thank you, Pontiac, for not wanting Kit to be called a Tat. All right, let's see. I've got some scores here. Let's talk scores here real quick. The Cobra is in the house and is 3 of 3. Lance Chafin, superfan Lance Chafin, is 3 of 3. Superfan Tracy Roth Myers is 2 of 3. Superfan Superplex is 2 of 3. Superfan Elf Dog 100 is 3 of 3. Dolph Quick 2 of 3. Michael Cole 3 of 3. Julie Miller 2 of 3. John H 1 of 3. Be Ready 2 of 3. Come on, folks, give me those scores. Come on. Waiting for scores. Gerald Johnston, 0 of 3. It's not a score. Superfan or Jeffrey Hemphill, 2 of 3. Mal Havoc, 2 of 3. Superfan John Collins, 3 of 3. Yes, it is your jam, my friend. Rob Aiken, 3 of 3. Custom God, 2 of 3. Albert Nada Retros, 3 of 3 so far. Jimmy C. Marvel Man 1000. Great to see you, Jimmy. Always a treat to have you in the streams. 3 of 3. Robot B9's 2 of 3. Raja 1938's 3 of 3. Terrell Bellinger's 2 of 3. Albert Nada Retro's 3 of 3. Yes, indeedy, superfan. Byron Bushnell is 3 of 3. Let's keep moving. Question 4. Coming back to you, Thrash. Be ready. Coming back to you. Coming back to you. Just throwing some scores on here real quick. What uncredited actor provided the voice of Kit? Was it James Earl Jones, Morgan Freeman, Sean Connery, or William Daniels? Let's give folks a minute, not a minute, about 10 seconds. Bob, before we move forward with a correct answer, because I know you have it. I know you have it. You are ready to share. Let's see. While we're waiting, I'm going to look at some of these. Superfan Spike Spikerson says, I got nothing, honey. I got nothing.
Shall
I? Julie Miller says it pays to study up on these trivia questions. If it's before your time. She's only missed the first one so far. Good job, Julie. Love it, love it, love it. All right, Thrash, what's the correct answer?
William Daniels, who also did a show set in my home state of Massachusetts, St. Elsewhere.
Well, I thought you were going to say Boy Meets World.
He also and Girl Meets World, but I had to do a shout out to St. Elsewhere. It was set in Boston. I'm a Cape Codder. But yeah, William Daniels.
Yeah, great actor. And he was perfect. All these voices are awesome, these actors, but I can't imagine anyone other than William Daniels providing that voice now. All right, question 5.
Wasn't he also on Magnum PI?
No.
No, he wasn't. Okay,
You're thinking of the actor that plays Higgins, right?
Yeah.
No, that's a different actor, although similar in appearance.
Well, because I didn't know the name of the guy. I mean, I knew who it was, given the fact that it wasn't those other ones. But if I didn't know the name, I would have said the guy that was on Magnum PI, and I would have been totally embarrassed myself. So
you can't embarrass yourself here. We are amongst friends, my friend. It doesn't matter what we say. It says we are in a safe zone. What are the names of Kit's mechanics? And this one's going to be coming to Justin. The choices are April and May, April and Bonnie, May and June, or Bonnie and Amy. We'll give folks about 10 seconds to lock in their answers, and then we will share the correct response. Again, could it be April and May? We've already identified Rebecca Holden's character. April and Bonnie, May and June, or Bonnie and Amy. All right, Justin, Mr. Pilot.
Well, I'm going to have to say April and Bonnie.
Only because it is the correct answer, you have to say that. Well done.
Right.
You can say April is a Bonnie month.
Absolutely. That's how you can remember. That's a great way of remembering the two names of the characters played by Patricia McPherson and Rebecca Holden. Do you have, before we go on to the next one, do either of you have a preference?
No, I don't have a preference.
No.
I can't say.
No, sorry.
I couldn't say I had a preference. I know that there was some upset about somebody replacing somebody, but that always happens.
Rebecca replaced Patricia for a period of time, but Patricia came back. We'll talk about that in a future question, but I got to tell you guys, as much as I love April, and I thought April was a fun character, Rebecca Holden's awesome, I'm kind of a Bonnie guy. At least for this one. And Kimberly Wiederhold points out that the Hoff fought hard to bring Bonnie back. And I'm glad that he did. Because as Timothy Hackman show says, Bonnie was the best. Bonnie was the best. But I loved them both. They were both great, and they both brought different things to the show. Before we move forward, I do have a bit of an important message that I want to share with everyone from 1983, of all things. Let me drag that one right here. Here we go.
You couldn't be there when little Michael Knight took his driving test for the 6th time. Be there when he passes with colors flying. You got to be there. Yeah. You just got to be there. To breathe there. Be what you want to be. See what you want to see. You can then be there.
Okay. Before we go forward, Mal Havoc, don't give the answer here. It's a trivia question. It's coming up. Stop. Don't share. All right. So, I love those promos, and that one's one of my favorites. As someone who had to take his road test more than once to get a driver's license, yes, I admit it. I'm one of those guys. I certainly identified with that promo and thought it was a lot of fun. All right. Thank you, Mal Havoc. Thanks for holding off for us. Okay, let's go to and they do look at. I don't think that I know they never appeared in an episode together. At least I don't remember it. But there they are, both April and Bonnie, along with Michael Knight. Okay, question 6, and then we'll get to scores. What was Michael's last name before he was brought back from the dead? Was it Michael Beck, Michael Douglas, Michael Wong, or Michael Tyson? It's your turn, Ian. You're laughing.
All right.
So hopefully, process of elimination.
Well, I know it. I know it already, but it's funny. It's, I mean,
I try to make things. I try to help when I can. I
right,
think you can process of elimination this one.
right. You threw a softball at me, and I appreciate that because I don't know these all that well, but I did know this one. I did know
Okay.
this one even without the process of elimination.
Anybody remember what movie Michael Beck was in? Loved it.
No.
From the late 70s. A little thing called Warriors. Was that not Michael
Oh
Beck?
yeah.
Or was the gang leader of the Warriors? I'm pretty sure it was. He was in Xanadu. Unless I'm getting his name wrong.
I wasn't sure which one you were going to go with, Michael Beck said Xanadu or the Warriors, but yes, and then of course he went on to do Megaforce, which is what really destroyed his career.
Yeah, he did. You guys talked about those post-apocalyptic movies. He did another one. I can't remember the name of it, but he did
Battle Truck.
Battle Truck. Was that what it was called? Yeah.
Set in New Zealand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thrash Pondo knows his stuff when it comes to post-apocalyptic movies.
Call it a weakness. Oh, in fact, I have a really slick video on the Warriors where I discuss a possible game changer in the, shall we say, thread of the plot, but I'll leave that up to you folks.
Well, so is it one you've done or one that you're going to do?
Oh, it's one I've done. It's on my content channel.
Okay, can't wait to check it out. I got to go back and watch that one.
Thank
All
you.
right, let's see, Ian.
It's
correct
long.
answer?
Long.
Yep. Oh, an hour. Man, let me go back. There we go. Long is the correct answer. Good job. All right, let's see some scores. Folks, while we look at the deeds, not words, is one of the themes, the mottos of Megaforce, if I remember correctly. Deeds, not words. And Megaforce it was a horrible movie, at least in my mind, but it had a great theme song. I can't remember the name of the band that did it, but I loved the themes. It was on the radio for a while. It was kind of like a hard pop rock song. It was great.
It had a great cast too. Precis Kambata was in it.
Yes. Yes.
The guy from Kentucky Fried Movie, whose name eludes me for a moment.
You talking about Barry Bostwick?
Oh, Barry Bostwick was in Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm talking about the guy who was in Kentucky Fried Movie, A Fistful of Yen, which was the spoof.
I'm not sure who that is.
It was the spoof on Enter the Dragon, which was excellent.
I'll have to, you know what? I saw Kentucky Fried Movie when I was in my late teens, one of the first video rentals we ever rented out, but it's almost gone. It's sad when that happens, like a movie you've only watched once and it's been like decades ago. It's literally, I can remember renting it out, and I can remember the friends that I was with as we watched it. I can even remember that we got Domino's pizza while we were watching it. But can I remember the movie? Not really. I don't remember much of it. I need to go back and watch it again. Sounds like it's a good one.
It's very funny. It's worth it.
Yeah. Okay, let's get some scores here. Be ready, 5 of 6. Michael Cole, 6 of 6. Elf Dog 100, super fan Elf Dog 100, 6 of 6. John H is 2 of 6. Julie Miller's 4 of 6. The studying is really paying off for Julie tonight. Karen Lester's 5 of 6. Albert Nada Retro flexing his Knight Rider muscles is 6 of 6. Miles High is 6 of 6. Superfan Lance Chafin is 6 of 6. Terrell Bellinger's 5 of 6. Angelique Collins, welcome to the live stream, 2 of 3. Chris Mason, 7 of 7. I don't believe there has been a bonus question yet, Chris Mason, if that truly is your name. Dolph Quick is 5 of 6. Oh, it snuck away from me. The chat every once in a while will just jump ahead. Aviation Dance Nerd, 5 of 6. Superfan John Collins, 6 of 6. Life and Sad Ending, 2 of 6. Jeffrey Hemphill, 4 of 2, or 2 of 4, or whatever. Don't know. Jimmy C. Marvel Man, 6 of 6. Mal Havoc, 5 of 6. Chris Mason, he's not sure what he means by that, but we will just keep moving. Robot B9, 5 of 6. Man known only as Jeff, 3 of 6. Superplex, Superfan Superplex, 5 of 6. Byron Bushnell, a superfan, who is 7 of 10. So he another bonus point. I haven't given out bonus points yet. Not yet. All right, that takes us up to scores here. Daryl's 0 of 6. John's 4 of 6. Chris Mason says, I'm cheating. That's cool. You know what? It's not really cheating if you're just upfront about it. Then it's just good humor. All right. Let's stop here. Oh, I do want to point this out. Great comment about Ed Mulhare, who played Devin on the show. He was also in The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, not the movie version, which was Rex Harrison, but the TV show, and he was really good in it. If any of you are fans of that kind of a show, I would definitely recommend going back and watching some of them. I think you can catch them on Crackle for free right now. All right, moving on. Let's take a look at question number 7 and see how we do. Let's see. Let me pop off that there. And where did Michael Long work before being shot in the head? I'm adding that part to just add some graphic violence to this. Shot point blank in the head and left for dead. Did he work for the CIA, the FBI, LAPD, or NYPD? We'll give folks a few minutes, not a few minutes, a few more seconds to lock in your answers. And then, whose turn is it? Is it Thrash Pondo's turn? I think it's my friend Bob's turn.
Okay. Why not?
What do you think?
Ready for the answer? I will go with C, the LAPD.
And you would go with the correct answer once again. Good job,
Thank
Thrash
you.
Pondo. Let's keep moving. With any luck, we might actually keep this live stream to an hour and a half. Who knows? Which actor was considered? There you go, Ian. Which actor? Or who was it? Yeah, it was you, right? Which actor was considered for the role of Michael Knight? Who could it be? Would it be Adrian Zmed? Don Johnson? Henry Winkler? Or Ted Danson?
Henry Winkler should have been choice A for just that reason.
Michael Knight.
All great actors. Each one of them are great for different reasons. But there is only one correct answer. Who could have been Michael Knight if not for the genius casting of our good friend David Hasselhoff? All right.
It's Justin's turn, but if he wants to pass it to me, I'll let him if he doesn't know it.
I'm gonna. I'll pass.
You gonna phone a friend?
No, I'll pass it to Ian just because I think the answers are funny. So
we'll come back to you next one. And Ian, go ahead and tell us who it was.
It's Don Johnson.
Yes, indeedy. Don Johnson. Boy, I'm getting an itchy trigger finger on the mouse tonight. Don Johnson is the correct answer. I can see Don Johnson. I mean, I don't think he would have been as good, but I could see Don Johnson in the role. What do you guys think?
Pre-Miami Vice, I could see him do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of post-apocalyptic movies, Thrash, did you see A Boy and His Dog?
Yes, I have. In fact, I'm one of the few mega geeks who not only owns the book, but I own the extended book, which has the Are You Sitting Down teleplay for the proposed TV series, which Harlan Ellison pitched to the networks, loosely based on A Boy and His Dog.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm a geek.
Yeah, you are totally a geek. You know, I'm just proud of myself for having seen the movie in the theater.
You saw the theaters?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was late 70s, right? At least that's how I remember it being. It was like 76, 77, somewhere around there.
It came out, it was filmed in 74, it was released in 75, but they kept bringing it back for like midnight movies and limited releases for years. I had a friend who saw it when we were in college, and this would have been 87, 88. So it made the midnight movie circuit for years after its initial release.
Yeah, my memory is I saw it when I was around 16 or 17. So maybe that was like early 80s. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely recall the theater I saw it in and seeing it there. And my friends that went with me didn't like it. They did not like it. But I thought it was great. It's a favorite of mine.
I also have the Richard Corbin comic adaptation too. Richard Corbin's my favorite comic artist.
What would I know Richard Corbin from? Anything?
Oh, he did like a lot of the old cult comics of the 80s, Twisted Tales, stuff like that. Rip in Time. He did something called Dark Planet, which is a video available on YouTube.
Yeah, I know Dark Planet. That was the Robert Rodriguez movie, right?
Did he work on that? Honest to God, I didn't know he was
I'm
involved
not
with
sure.
it.
Maybe I'm mixing them up.
But it is available on YouTube.
Awesome. I'll have to check it out. All right. Let's keep moving. Question 9 out of 10. Justin. Did you have something you were going to say, or are you just getting?
Oh, I'm crossing my fingers. I get a good one.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're doing. I thought maybe you were like, oh, I got something I'd like to say before we move forward. Here you go. What is the name of Michael's evil lookalike counterpart? Is it Bruce? Dark with an E. Garth with an E. Wait, they all have E's at the end. Never mind.
Dave with an E.
What is the name of Michael's? You were talking about this earlier, Ian. This is Hasselhoff played his evil lookalike counterpart. By the way, they weren't twins. They were not related.
No, they were not. They weren't. Yeah.
There's a lot of story that goes into that, but we'll stop there just in case we give away the answer. Justin, is this something that you feel comfortable in responding to?
Sure, I'll take a stab at it since somebody said it early. Garth.
Yeah. What they do? Oh my gosh. It's Garth. It's Garth. Every once in a while, in my hurry to put these things together, I'll have to go back and fix that. It's not Wayne, unless we're talking about Wayne's World, and then there's Wayne and Garth.
Wayne and Garth.
Garth is the correct answer, people. You don't get points for saying Wayne, despite the fact that it looks like Wayne is the correct answer. Garth is the correct answer. Let's keep moving since I'm embarrassed.
That was an attempt to kind of keep the ball rolling. That was their cousin Oliver.
Yeah. Why did Bonnie leave Flag after season 1? Final question. Did she fall in love? So here's the deal. Bonnie left and then was not part of the show during season 2. Patricia McPherson, the actress. She did return in season 3. As someone else pointed out, Hasselhoff had a lot going back for her, getting her back. But they came up with a story for her absence when she was not, they talked about it early on in season 2. And there was a story for why she wasn't there. Was that story that she fell in love? She lost her memory? She was kidnapped and Michael would need to go find her, or she went back to school?
I think some of these are funny. Like she went back to school. Like they could make an 80s comedy out of that one.
Yeah, I wonder if she ran into Rodney Dangerfield.
Right. Like that would make a story. They're like, oh, you back from graduation? Oh, really good. Oh.
That's crazy that they would think they would write that, huh?
I know.
She was kidnapped by April.
Yeah, kidnapped by April so that April could take over. Thrash, do you know the correct answer?
Well, I'm going to make an educated guess because I don't really recall the season 1/2/3 segues, but I'm going to say she fell in love.
Justin, want to give it a shot?
She lost her memory.
Ian.
I think she lost her memory. I think I don't know for sure, but if I was picking, I'd say she lost her memory because that was a really big trope in the 80s.
Michael lost his memory in one of the
Everybody lost their memory in a show. They wake up, oh, I can't remember
The man known only as Jeff is hedging his bets. This is what he said. Fell in love at school.
She was kidnapped.
I would say for me it would be between kidnapped and lost her memory, but losing your memory was such a big thing. Like almost every action show had some show at least once about somebody losing their memory. So I would go with that, but I could totally be wrong.
Albert Nada Retro says she went back to school, perfect score.
Oh man, you're kidding, right? She went back to school.
Yep, she
Oh
went back
my
to do her.
goodness.
She went back to do her graduate studies.
Oh, no kidding.
Instead. Yep.
Okay, what do I know? Well, I was making fun of that one. That's the least interesting one. That is seriously, like that's just like you want to come up with that one. You're sitting in the boardroom. Like, should we write about this? Should we? She fell in love. Nah, that would make an awful story. She lost her memory. No, that would make a terrible story. She was kidnapped. Nah, she went back to school. That's a winner. That's a winner right there.
But she was incredibly smart, and they just felt like she needed more educating to get, go back, get that graduate degree.
Right.
But that is the storyline they went with. So there she is, the lovely Patricia McPherson. Let's see how folks did while we gaze on. Aviation Dance Nerd was 5 of 10. Terrell, yep, she went back to school. Mal Havoc, yep, she went back to study. 6 of 10 for Superfan Superplex. Be Ready was 7 of 10. Jeffrey Hemphill was 8 of 10. John H. was 5 of 10, he thinks. Julie Miller was 7 of 10. Good job on studying for it, Julie. Nice work, great score. Michael Cole was 10 of 10. Miles High was 10 of 10. Lance Chafin was 9 of 10. Superfan Lance Chafin, I should say. Al Duarte, 8 of 10. Terrell Bellinger, 9 of 10. John Stemmer, 7 of 10. Superfan Elf Dog, 100. Perfect score.
Awesome.
Nicely done. Karen Lester was 8 of 10. Sherry McLean, 9 of 10. Good job. What do I got here from Danny Staten? Danny Staten says another perfect score in all of the trivia. Only missed 2 questions. Oh, wait. Well, that was Dick Van Dyke, though. Are you talking about the one from last week? Not sure. Robot B9 says they left the door for her to come back. Nicely done. Yep, that's exactly what they did, and I appreciate the fact that they did. Rob Aiken was 9 of 10. Raja 1938, 8 of 10. Jimmy C. Marvel Man 1000 comes back to the stream and just throws down a 10 of 10. Awesomely done. John was 5 of 10. Superfan Lance Chafin, 9 of 10. Al Havoc was 9 of 10. Julie Miller, 7 of 10. Daryl Johnston, 0 of 10. Come on, you did better than that, Daryl. Come on, at least one of them. But you know what? If you guys 0 of 10, like I said, this is a no-shame zone. It just wasn't your show. It just wasn't your show. Robot B9, 9 of 10. Timothy Hackman Show, 9 of 10. Dolph Quick, 9 of 10. Life and Sad Ending, 3 of 10. And I think we pretty much got the scores. There's John Collins, Superfan John Collins, 8 of 10. Don Johnson got him. His daughter Dakota is gorgeous. She is a beautiful lady. That's Don and Melanie's daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. And Byron Bushnell, Superfan Byron Bushnell, said he nailed it. Told you he loves Knight Rider, as do I. Oh, yeah. Danny says, last week I missed 2 questions, the only 2 I've ever missed. Well, that darn Dick Van Dyke, I tell you, he's tough. We do have another super chat, so let's get to that. Albert Nada Retro says, do you really think Bonnie would leave the Foundation over a guy? Or that they'd let her be kidnapped or missing for an entire season, folks? Come on, without referencing what they were looking for? Come on, bro, please.
That's got to be directed towards me. Well, the thing is I don't really remember the storyline, so I'm trying to think back to like what would make a good story. And for me, what would make a good story is anything but they went back to school. That was my reasoning, and then the reason why I chose that is it was a big trope back then for somebody to lose their memory.
Sure was.
I didn't watch the show in its first run. I watched it later in syndication, and I had the habit of always not seeing the season premieres. So sometimes I miss some of the exposition from episode 1 of a certain season. So I just took a stab at it.
Hey, guys, I put the comment up there because Albert Nada Retro is a great person. And I truly appreciate the super chat. But no one has to justify an incorrect response. There's too much TV out there. We can't watch everything all the time. There's too much TV out there.
Yeah.
He didn't get kidnapped. I think Devin got kidnapped like a half dozen times.
Yes, he did. You're right. They used that storyline, just not with. And I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't seen every episode. Did Bonnie get kidnapped? She probably did at least one episode. I don't know.
He does raise a valid point. With the benefit of hindsight, going back to school was the only logical storyline.
Yeah.
It was. So I will tip my hat to him. You just can't see it because I'm in still shot.
We're all tipping our hats to you, Albert Nada Retro, who got a perfect score. Nicely done. And thank you for the super chat. Here's a little Spider-Man thank you.
Someone is trying to embarrass me.
Thank you very much, Albert Nada Retro. Truly appreciated. We've got some requests. Here. Did I see something about? Yeah, Julie Miller would like a Josie and the Pussycats night. I might do like an Archie's themed night one of these nights, and we can talk about the old Archie's cartoon. We can talk about the various things that came out of the Archie's universe. That's a good suggestion. Terrell Johnson says, now if they had Pee Wee Herman, I might have watched the show. Well, I do love Pee Wee, and I would have loved to have seen Paul Rubens make an appearance on the show, but that'd be a bit of a stretch to get Paul in there.
With the super bike.
Yes.
Maybe he could race Kit.
There is a Hasselhoff commercial out there where he's on a super moped that's kind of a spoof of Knight Rider. Lots of fun. Hasselhoff, one of the great things about the guy is he's just, you know what, much like Adam West, he has embraced the pop culture icon that he's become, and he doesn't shy away from it. He's able to laugh at just the sheer iconicness and hugeness of the character that he played. And yeah, it's maybe typecast him a little bit, but it's also provided him with a ton of different roles. And the same could hold true for like guys like Adam West. I think when you get typecast, you just have to say, you know what? This is going to be both a curse, but also a huge blessing, and treat it that way. I've got another super chat here. Let's see. Again from Albert Nada Retro. Holy cow. Thank you so much for the support, Albert. Bonnie was kidnapped at least twice, he thinks. Once by Carr and his allies. Okay. I thought there was probably a kidnapping or two in there. That's a frequent storyline in Knight Rider. And Sherry McLean says, how about a Baywatch night? That's a good suggestion. Let me go back to Albert real quick because I got to throw another thank you his way. Let's see what we got here. I can do Shatner. I can do Elvis. I can do Steve Martin. Justin, what do you think?
It's Steve Martin.
And now it's time for a little dance, and here we go.
That darn thing makes me laugh every time. All right. Michael Cole says she was kidnapped when she was brainwashed. She was kidnapped with Carr. She was kidnapped with that radio that turned into a robot. And that woman got kidnapped all the time. Clearly, there are some folks that remember the show even better than I do. So you know what? Though watching the pilot episodes again this last week or so, I'm going to go back and catch. There are some episodes that are just so good, and I think they were mentioned earlier on. A few of them, the marriage ones when he gets married. There's some big ones out there that I'd like to go back and revisit myself. All right, guys, it has been a treat. Mr. 79 man Ian wants to know, how are you?
I'm good, brother. Thank you. How are you? Hope you're doing well.
It's been a treat. Nothing more fun in my mind than hanging out with great folks such as yourselves and everyone that has been in the live stream tonight. I'm just going to go down. I can see vertically. I can see Ian, then Justin, then Thrash. Just if you want to repeat, because a lot of the folks that are on now are not the same folks that were on at the beginning of the live stream. We're just going to talk about what you're working on, anything else. You can just shout out and say hi to people. I don't care what. Just each of you take 30 seconds or so to talk a little bit about yourselves and promote whatever you want to promote as we draw to a close on this live stream tonight. Ian, you're up.
Well, hey everyone, and I am so happy to see many of you that come over to see my show as well. Tracy, glad to see you. Terrell, glad to see you. Mr. 79 Man, glad to see you. Danny Staten, glad to see, and I'm glad to see so many of you. Superplex, thank you very much for being here tonight on Dave's show, and thank you, Dave. And tomorrow, it'll be the day after tomorrow. I filmed a video called why grunge is not an evolution of heavy metal. Okay, why grunge is not an evolution of heavy metal. So that'll be out tomorrow for my Cornflake Club and the day after tomorrow for everyone else. And the Glitter Boom Girls, man, if you haven't catch that podcast, I know it's kind of long, but it's awesome. It's one of my favorites. And they're going to be on Monday night, hopefully. And I think that's it. Oh, Justin's going to be on tomorrow, but we're filming tomorrow, so that'll be like in a couple days afterwards.
You're up, my friend. Anything you can talk a little bit about the video that I'm dropping too in the not too distant future in the Retro Music channel.
Sure. Dave and I did a video of replacement rock singers. Just a couple other ones too, but the main two we talked about, and then just talked about their similarities, differences to what the old ones were like, and which ones we like better. Then I'm doing a video with Ian on Three's Company. Other than that, I have a few videos, but I'm not really a content creator. So, but I just want to thank Dave and Thrash and Ian for the live stream.
Well, we love having you on the live stream, and you're always a welcome guest, Justin. Always a welcome guest. Love to have you here. Thrash, I think we just got a still image, but let's talk a little bit about what you've been up to.
Oh, sure. And yes, I am still here, the man behind the curtain, you might say. And I'm still working on my ongoing series, The Worst Jokes of All Time. It's just basically a series of dad jokes, but they're, in my opinion, the worst jokes in this or any other universe. I've been getting some good traction with those. But people have actually been discovering some of my back catalog, where I do reviews of books and movies, vintage sci-fi preferred, and I'm looking into doing some more of those in the very, very near future. I'm still trying to iron out some of my technical problems, as we can see, but I know I will in the very, very near future. And folks, I want to thank you all for your support. Dave, I want to thank you more than ever, because I've been getting a lot of positive feedback through you. A lot of people have actually discovered my channel through my helping you on yours, and I want to thank you very, very, very much.
Well, it's great having you here, Thrash Pondo, and just like Justin and Ian, you are always welcome to join in. Technical problems or no technical problems, you're always a welcome guest. And I would say the same thing to all of the fine folks that are in the chat. I have loved having you here in the chat this evening. I say this every week, but I will say it again. I cannot wait to go back and watch this live stream on the replay. Not because I want to watch me talk or listen to this part. That part's okay, and I won't mind that. But what I really focus in on is the chat. And I love reading everybody's comments. So thank you so much. Robot B9 said, where are you? There you are. You guys are awesome. I'll throw it right back to each one of you. Everybody that's been in the chat tonight and has engaged with us. You guys are awesome as well. So thank you for joining us. And with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it an evening. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Thrash Pondo. Ian had to drop. So thanks, Ian. And
thank you, guys.
We'll call it a night. Everybody have a great remainder of the week. Take care and keep watching the good stuff, folks.
Have a great night.
Hey folks, if you're enjoying this live stream, be like the Fonz and give it a thumbs up. Hey.
Thank you very, very, very much.
And now for some really good stuff.
Do you believe in magic? Cause I believe that I do. Yes, I can see, I believe that it's magic. Your mission is magic, your love will shine through. Do you believe in magic? Cause I believe that I do. Yes, I can see, I believe that it's magic. Your mission is magic, your love will shine through.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.